This
As I
conference
told
will
SAP
now be
BW.
recorded.
Okay. So as I told, SAP BW is not only application and it's an approach for reporting solutions. It's a way of reporting. So if you see, SAP BW was introduced in 1998, and it's basically is based on the star schema. So star schema is a different functionality used in the data warehousing tools. We have like waterfall, star schema, extended star schema, different kinds of backend like architecture level of methodologies. So coming to the OLTP and OLAP version, like actually what is OLTP and OLAP? So OLTP is our transaction system. So for example, if you have a stores like supermarket, so every day you transact many of the transactions. So you save all your transactions into the database. So when you save all your transactions into the database, so it is considered as online transaction processing. Online transaction processing is nothing like you are connected to the internet and then your transaction. Online transaction means at the time lively you are storing all your transactions and you are keeping all your data, saving all your data. So in the same way, all your transactions are stored. But what happens to your transactions? So it is filling up in your storages and you are not using anywhere. So that's why we come up with the OLAP systems like online analytical processing. So you have the data. So all the data is stored. So what you want to do with the data? So you're storing and there is no purpose of your data or you are wasting all your storage space, but you are not utilizing the data which was you stored. So in this case, that's why we come up with analytical processing systems. So as I told in the first, the example for data or warehousing, like organizing your warehousing, the same way we are getting all the we are not getting all the transactions happen. So we are only getting whichever required. For example, if I want to know how many customers visit my one of the stores in a city, so if you want to know this kind of data, so first I need to pull what kind of information. So we need to analyze like what kind of information. One is city, so I need to get city data, I need to get customers data, I need to also see, sometimes I need to also know the revenue, so how much the each customer is generated. Usually in supermarkets we never go by customer because it is a retail chain. So in retail chain, if you go by any any of the customer, then it will be billions of data. So every day new customer, and also you won't record each and every customer data. So in retail supermarkets, so if you want to analyze data, we usually analyze by store. So for that particular store, on that particular day, what is the revenue generated? How many products sold? So what are the products sold? What are the categories of products sold? Categories in the sense like what groceries, vegetables, basic needs, electronics, so electrical items. So all this, so you categorize and look. So if you want to do, so all the transactions are recorded. All your each transaction may have like which what is the store name, what is the date it sold, what product it sold, what product category it sold, and how much, how many items, how many quantity it sold, and what is the price into the, then your revenue in the sense like how much amount paid by the customer. So all the data you have, but you have to get whichever required, and we use the ETL, extraction transformational loading, which is ETL tools. So these tools, this functionality or feature we use and we extract whichever required. For example, in this case, for a particular city, what is the store revenue on that particular day? For example, I want to know 1st May what was the revenue generated by my store in a city. Then, and as a branch, as a journal manager, so I want to know for that branch how much is generated. Then within seconds, I can see the report on my front end tools through the analytical processing. So this way, all your data you organize or you pull or whichever required from your OLTP system and store it in the OLAP system. Then you generate your reports on the front end tools. So these are the differences between OLAP and OLTP systems. So OLTP, as I said, see if you see, records each and every transaction of system, but OLAP stores only what is required. OLTP comprises of huge data, where OLAP is easy to use for analysis purpose. OLTP is like hard to access or report. It's hard to access and report in sense, for example, if I run, you can say like, why can't I run the same report on OLTP? You can run, but the data is huge volume and it's not aggregated. So it's stored as each and every record. So for example, if I'm a journal manager, if I want to run a report on OLTP, for example, for that particular branch, which is in the city, I want to know the generated revenue on the 1st of May. Then it has to uh, process on the 1st May what are all the system has to go into the table. Then in the table, in the billions of record, because every day it's storing all the transactions. So in these billions of records, it has to go to the particular date. If your table is sorted by date, then it's easy. If it is sorted by some other purpose, some other column, like some other like customer or maybe product, then it's tough. So it has to search for that particular day. Then it has to collect all the records, in that billions of records. It has to get thousands of records on that particular day. Then it has to aggregate. Then it has to present the data to the front end reporting tools. So in this case, it takes huge time. Okay, it may be simple, but system has to put so much of background processes and so much of pressure on the processors to get. And but whereas it comes to the OLF system, we have many methods, or we have many objects which can be used to aggregate the data pre-aggregated. Pre-aggregated means before coming to your reporting system, it is aggregated and stored. Then it's easier for you to show the data. So whenever, if it is already aggregated, for example, uh, in OLAP system, you have a table where you stored only by month, by day. So for that particular day, for this store, what is the revenue generated? Just show that. Okay, means it's stored as the same. Then it is system is to go and check only one record and get to you into the front end reporting tool. So in this case, so that's why, so to get more aggregated or reporting type of data, we use OLAP systems. That's why the performance also far better when compared to the OLTP systems. So these are the major differences on OLTP and OLAP. Okay, so SAP BW has a different kinds, because it's not only a extraction tool, which I told, it's not only an ETL tool. It also has different ways, different features like modeling, extraction, and reporting. So modeling is like, for example, as I told you, if I want to get whether I want to get the billion number of records, or whether I want to get only particular records which I need for my reporting purpose. So in this case, for example, I want to get only city, product category, revenue, and day. So day is very important, because, for example, let's say if you say I bought a 42-inch LED TV, then you ask when. So date is very important. So when, and also where. So where you bought this TV. So where, and what type, what brand. So brand is like Samsung or LG. So in this case, so we require few of the important data.
to get. So in order to get this data, we need to do some uh, basic basic construction of your structures or models in order to pull the data before pulling the data. So once your model is ready, our construction or structures are ready, then you can extract from different sources. You can extract from your website, where you can extract from Oracle, Teradata, so different kinds like Java or whatever the access, whichever the way, whichever the whatever the source you have. So any kind of source you can extract the data and store it into your OLAP system, which is SAP BW. Then on top of that, we also have reporting feature on SAP BW. But most of the tools on the market doesn't have this reporting inside the same like SAP BW which has reporting. But usually if you go outside, Informatica doesn't have any reporting tool. Redshift doesn't have any reporting tool. Whereas if you come to the Power BI, it's just a reporting tool, but it doesn't have modeling extraction like Tableau. Tableau also is doesn't have the. It's just a reporting. It doesn't have the modeling and extraction or transformation of data. So this way, so all your features like modeling, extraction, reporting. So most whatever you require, all the features are available in SAP BW. Okay. So as I told, like in modeling also we have two phases, which is designing and development. So designing, so in designing phase, so most of the architects or team leads are involved. But designing, usually even the developers also think of a design way, designing as a designer. But designing is like okay, you have the requirement. So for example, I need to build an warehouse, I need to build an house, or I need to have a report. So you just business gave you a report. I want to see this report. But in order to get to show this report, so what kind of steps I need to take? I need designing. So in this design, you will think like okay, what are all required objects, or what are all the required columns, and where should I get the data? Okay, you check like okay, business told I need to get the data from Oracle or Teradata or whatever the website he provides. Then you have to design the documents. Like you usually in each phase we document all the details, because for example, if I did the development and I left the company or I left the organization, then it may be tough for the new people who ever joined and cope up with the design or development you did. So in order to that, each phase we have documentation. So in designing phase, we have design document where we mention all the details, and in the development, so you usually the team lead discuss the designing with the developers, and then developers will start the development based on the design. So extraction. So SAP BW, as I told, it can store all the data. It can retrieve, or it can get all the data from different sources. So in this case, so we can get a different kind of data from like flat file, SAP, ERP, ECC, DB Connect, UD Connect. So DB Connect is one of the method where it connects to the different databases. UD Connect is one of the method which connects to the Java or web servers, whichever your online portals also. So these are the different methodologies SAP BW has provided to extract the data from different sources. Coming to the reporting, so we have different kinds of reporting tools, but even SAP, as I told, SAP BW has internal reporting tool, which is we call it as Bex Query Designer, and SAP BI. SAP BI is like a baby intelligence analysis for Office, Lumira Design. So these are the few of SAP provided another reporting tools. So Lumira Design, which has the stories, and also which is most important for the uh, KPIs dashboard. And analysis for office is having an add-ins to your existing Microsoft Office. So, for example, if you have Office, then it will be analysis for Office is nothing but it will add in for all the PowerPoint, Excel, Word. So all these three kinds of add-ins as provided. So whenever, for example, if you open the Excel and you through this add-in, you can get all the data in the Excel format. So usually most of the senior management people or managers, so they are good at Excel, then they can do their slicing, dicing, or whatever macros or uh, everything they can do there on their own, and then they can work on the Excels for detailed reporting. And for PowerPoint, even for PowerPoint presentations, also it has an add-in where you can, for example, if I want to present a KPIs or if I want to present like a small data from the system, you can get the data into your PowerPoint and present to your managers. So Web Intelligence is like a detailed plus graphical kind of tool where you can see the reports in attractive outlook compared to the analysis for his office is Excel version, and this is both like detailed and chart and graphical versions you can see. And Power BI is nowadays we are listening more about Power BI, and Power BI is a Microsoft tool. So it's kind of a tool which also on the cloud and also the on-premise, but it has to connect to the your one of your database like SAP BW or HANA or different databases, we and then we run the reports on the Power BI. Tableau, ClickView is another kind of reporting tools uh, which are used mostly on the reporting side. So this is about me. Okay, so this is about all the SAP BW and the basics of SAP BW. If you have any questions, you just let me know. I can answer your questions. Or else, if you want, and I can also provide you like there are different uh, new technologies coming in. For example, is HANA. So HANA is what is HANA? I can also give some basic knowledge on the HANA, SAP HANA, and also SAP ABAP. So in BW also we use some of the SAP ABAP, which is a programming. So programming in the sense, so you may be afraid, like some of the people may be afraid, like I cannot do, I'm not good at programming, and how can it? But in SAP BW, programming is very less is used. But if you know the programming, it's an advantage for you. But nowadays on the HANA, we have different kind of program, which is SQL, most of the SQL kind of programming. So if you know SQL, then it's easy for you. But if you doesn't know SQL also, it's not a big task because it's easily understandable and easily write. We can easily write the program. So SAP ABAP mostly used in complex scenarios. For example, if I want to uh, g- do most of the complex logics in my transformation of the data, so in this case, we use SAP ABAP, which is a programming. Sorry, and we also have newly like AMDP. So AMDP programming is mostly used on HANA, BW on HANA systems. So AMDP is like a SQL kind of programming. So AMDP mostly AMDP is faster, little like not too much difference between ABAP programming and AMDP programming. AMDP is faster to write. I mean, for example, in ABAP, if you write 1,000 lines of code, whereas in ANDP it may be like 150 or 200 lines of code. So this is a drastical reduce in the coding, and also the performance wise it may be a little bit better when you come to the AMDP, whereas in ABAP it may be like few microseconds. It's not too much of difference in the performance, but AMDP is always faster in writing because it has less number of cores, and with less number of cores you can achieve your requirement. So that's why nowadays most SAP is also encouraging for the AMDP, because instead of and also HANA system, it's optimized for HANA. Then it's easier uh, for you to understand and get the data. Then what is SAP HANA? So SAP HANA is an usually SAP HANA. Many people they think like it's just a database, but SAP HANA is not only a database; it's an appliance, which is it's also has database and also has a features to utilize the database and utilize the features of the database. It's like, for example, you have a machine. So you have a machine, but without knowing the without utilizing the machine, if you doesn't know the machine, then if you it doesn't you cannot use this machine. So like same way, if you have the database and you just storing the data, then it's no purpose. Like if you say Oracle or Terra database, just storing your data and you are organizing your data and upgrading your database, but it doesn't solve your purpose. You have to use another kind of tools to utilize your data in the database. So SAP HANA provides you the HANA Studio and also different functionalities uh, to utilize your data and even to generate your own reports on your data. So SAP HANA is also have different in-memory technologies and new technologies, which has like column-wise storage, row-wise storage. So all these features which are coming into the new generation kind of data storing. So earlier days, the data storage was in the old traditional format, which used up like like terabytes of data, like TBs of data. So, but now coming to the HANA and the in-memory kind of databases, so the storage spaces are reduced and the usage. Okay, as I told, the OLTP systems which have billions of records. Earlier days, it was unable to use or even unable to store the data with the fuse. So you have to use like lots of processing. But with the HANA database, so you can do your minimal basic reporting. So for example, on the fly calculations and on the fly basic reporting. So if I immediately want to see some kind of reporting, then it's easier when compared to the traditional databases. Uh, with the HANA, this is possible. So these are the basic um, details about SAP BW and its different application and usages, and what is SAP HANA. I just went through, and I will say ABAP, which is a basic programming you can use for the complex scenarios in SAP BW. Okay, these are the details of the SAP BW and its add-ons. If you have any questions, I can answer you.
I have a question. 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 I have a
Yes.
So are you saying that HANA Studio replaces the traditional BW that we know, the BIBW?
No, HANA Studio will never replace the SAP BW because SAP BW, even the HANA Studio is just an interface. So interface to run to do your not only the modeling, you can even connect your SAP BW system. So HANA Studio is just a graphical user interface GUI to connect to different systems along with your HANA system and do the uh, processing of your data or utilizing of your data and reports. But it doesn't mean it will replace the SAP BW because if at all SAP BW, even the SAP has no choice. It cannot replace anything because SAP, without SAP BW, you cannot have the aggregated kind of data and faster way of your representation of your data. As I told you, SAP, the OLTP system is always having billions of records with different kinds. But when you join all these, okay, let's say I have like 10 tables. I want to join all the 10 tables. If you join all the 10 tables and if you want to do the reporting, it's always tedious and hectic. But SAP BW, it's easier because it has the extraction and transformation kind. So in this case, SAP BW, SAP HANA or HANA Studio, whatever, it cannot replace SAP BW. So the even SAP also coming up with the new versions like SAP BW on HANA, SAP BW for HANA, but it's not stopping any of the SAP BWs.
Okay, my
Hope it
second
answers.
question is I
Yes.
have a second question on security. Uh, you
Okay.
know anything about security as far as BW on HANA? How different is the security as compared to the traditional analysis authorization?
Yes, because traditional securities and SAP HANA securities more or less it serves the more or less the same purpose. Even SAP BW is also a different kinds of securities. Whereas HANA, it has like analytical roles, analytical privileges. We call up with the new term analytical privileges. But analytical privilege is nothing but is earlier kind of roles. There is not much in difference, and it's the purpose. The purpose is same. The most, but the terminology may be different when compared with the traditional and HANA based securities. Does it answer your question or you still have any queries?
Kind of, because when you go into HANA, uh, I know a little bit about traditional analysis authorization for the BI, the OLAP system, but
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out, I come from a security background. So if I have to configure security for BW or HANA, am I doing the same thing, analysis authorization, like uh, RISC propped and those transaction codes? Am I going to be doing that, or am I going to be doing the regular or BW, HANA security, which requires different privileges access?
Yeah, see, uh, as I said, the terminology is different, but the way also different. Earlier days, when you were doing the traditional security on the BW system, so we used to use the analysis for office analysis, sorry, analysis authorization. So even if you remember, analysis authorization earlier was on RSSM, which was a traditional way, and it has become RSec admin from BW 7.5. So the same way in the analysis authorization in HANA also is improvised, and it can be done in the HANA Studio. So the way the processing or the steps has been different, but the functionality or the usage is same. So that's my point.
Okay. So to add more on Ravi's point of view, okay, yeah. So from BW perspective, generally we focus on giving access to info providers queries, these two, using our SRS comp authorization object gives access to info providers. Whereas when it comes to info object level security, we go to analysis authorization concept from BW point of view. So when it comes to HANA now, so if you are using both, for example, BW on HANA, so you have BW system as well as HANA database. So first of all, whenever you get a requirement from the BW team, you have to ask them, are there any queries built on this info provider? That is the first question. If they say yes, you need to know the query name, and then you have to accordingly give access to the query info provider in the BW level. And the second question you have to ask is, because there is HANA database, are they generating any HANA views on that info provider? So if they are generating HANA views, means at HANA database level, if they want access to that HANA view, you need to provide authorizations in the HANA database level in terms of in the way of through analytical privileges. So we need to create analytical privileges by adding that info provider into that. So that is a bit, the name is different. We are calling it as analytical privilege there. So both of them will work. So you have to understand the requirement from the BW team. If they want restriction at the BW side, yes, you have to create roles and get the data ready. And also from HANA side, also they want, yes, you want to create the analytical privileges from the HANA side as well, database side as well.
Yeah, thank you. That explains it. That's a much, I got the picture now. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sridhar. Okay, anyone has any more questions on SAP BW?
Okay, Ravi. So can we, if replace complete BW with a HANA system, HANA database?
No, yeah, because it cannot replace, because BW is actually, generally speaking, if you want a more aggregated level of data, more faster way of reporting your data, so BW always requires you. It cannot replace your database. Your HANA Studio or HANA database cannot replace, but BW on HANA or BW for HANA or BW, which is your application on the HANA database. So, which is like, if you want to see faster reporting, on the fly calculations, because earlier days, what we used to do is, in order to provide faster reporting or good performance at the reporting, like within 10 seconds or 20 seconds to generate any report, we used to do all the transformations. um, we used to transform all the data and stored. But with this HANA database, we can do some of the on the fly calculations like summation, addition, lookup. So few basic transfer on the fly calculations are possible in the faster way. It doesn't mean your you have the transaction system in HANA database, but it doesn't mean you can do whatever wonders the BW do. So we need BW, and we must have these features available on the HANA Studio to get more faster way and more analytical purposes. But HANA if you see, HANA doesn't provide you all the analytical purposes which you have in as a database. HANA Studio is the interface. HANA Studio is nothing but a GUI, like your SAP Launchpad.
Okay, so tomorrow when S4 HANA comes up, S4 HANA system, so we are
Okay.
hearing news like BW is embedded in S4 HANA. So don't we need a separate BW system when S4 is implemented in your organization?
Yeah. So in this case, okay, you say BW is embedded into S4 HANA. Yes. If you BW is embedded into S4 HANA, we may not require a separate system. And as many of the people has a conception like BW is always one day before or 1 hour, always a past historical data. But when say SAP is trying to get live data into your BW system. So when SAP S4 HANA comes in and SAP BW is embedded into a BW into S4 HANA, then it's easier for it's you can business can see the live data. Okay, at that moment, what is my sales? At that moment, what is my revenue generated? So in order to see the live data, so SAP BW is embedded into the SAP S4 HANA system. But here you have a few issues. Like if your organization is small enough, like a small organization which has less data, it's but organization is huge. Like every day, you have like 300 company codes, and you have different like a huge thousands of vendors, thousands millions of customers. Then your data is also huge. In this case, even SAP will also recommend you to separate your SAP BW system, because if you have both in one S4 maybe, because up to
Your voice
millions
is
of
breaking.
rupees.
Ravi, your voice is
Ravi,
breaking.
your voice is breaking.
Okay, sorry. Is it okay now?
No, not yet, I guess.
No, so far.
Is it okay? Or let me reconnect?
Yeah, it's fine now.
Sridhar, is it? Okay, it's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Okay. So, okay, coming back to our query. So S4 HANA, even with SAP BW embedded. So if you have a huge company, so SAP HANA has like three stages, three kind of tiers, like hot, warm, and cold tiers. So your data is stored in different tiers. For example, if you say like a cold tier has like before 5 years or older data, because we usually never use our old data for your analytical purposes or whatever. Even you cannot edit your, for example, last 10 years back you have a sales transaction, and you cannot even edit, or you cannot change. You don't want to change. Actually, the purpose is closed. The sales happened, and the transaction is cold. But when you come to the warm tier, so mostly the latest data, like less than 5 years or 4 years, based on your requirement, your company and organizational requirement, the warm data is stored. Then the hot data, the latest data, past 1 year, 2 years of data is stored in hot. So when you have, when your organization is huge, so if SAP BW and S4 HANA is means your uh, all your data is in on one system, then you need to have more hot hot tier storage available. You need to have more hot tier storage, where for the S4 HANA transaction purpose, and also for your SAP BW HANA BW purpose.
So in this case, you need more and you need more processing. So you need to spend more on one system rather than if you separate both systems. So that's why SAP also recommends for huge companies, huge organizations, SAP BW should be always separated. So if you take most of the bigger organizations like global companies, it all MNCs, it always have SAP BW and SAP ECC or ERP system separated. It's just for uh, in order to come up with a system optimization purpose. It's nothing but we cannot, means it's not possible we can have in one system. It's possible, but just to harmonize or optimize your system, SAP recommends to have separate. But it doesn't mean the SAP will be always historical. With the latest HANA methodologies and HANA, with the latest HANA live connections, you can have always live data also in SAP BW. Yeah. So hope this answers your query.
Yeah. Thank you, Ravi.
Ravi, this is Ratnavil this side. So is it possible to make all the BW data into a kind of cloud storage?
Yeah, it's
Because in
possible.
future,
It's actually, yeah, it's possible and it's easier. Most of the companies also, if you take even the government companies also moving on to the cloud storage, because when you store SAP BW data on cloud, it's actually, when you compare with your SAP OLTP system, like SAP ERP or whatever your transaction system, when you store into the cloud, it's like a huge database, and you have to spend more of data, more money when you compare to SAP BW, because SAP BW it has less. Even if you compare the database size also, SAP ERP will be always like 10 times more than the SAP BW system, because we in SAP BW we only store whatever the required data for our analytical purpose. Yeah, so it's easier to store on the cloud, and most of the companies also already work already on the cloud. Like mostly they use the cloud storage for their production, like live systems and development, and like quality systems they maintain in the on premise. Yeah.
thanks, Ravi.
Yeah. Okay. Any more queries?
Also, Ravi, recently I just came across some terminology called C4C, like cloud for customers. Does it have any impact in the BW or HANA phases?
No. See, cloud for customers is, for example, see, SAP, because most of the companies has a view like SAP is an expensive tool. SAP is an expensive application, and companies always think like I have to spend more money on my IT than the if I go with some other tools. So in this case, SAP is coming up all these kinds of new tools in order to satisfy their small scale and medium scale industries. Earlier days also they used to have like SAP A1 and B1, and now you know, like nowadays many companies are moving on to the cloud and moving on to the virtual systems. So for that purpose, SAP has come up with the C4 HANA. Like it's a cloud-based HANA system, and for smaller scale industries or medium scale industries. But so when so I'm not saying like large scale industries also can use, but it may have like so when you come to the larger companies, you need to have on-premise kind of systems, and then also cloud, means when we can go to the cloud onto the production systems, but you should have the, because when you have the customer like reporting users or your transaction users are more, then you should have some on-premise to develop or test or but whereas if you go to the SAP A1 B1 systems, like it doesn't has much users. Like small scale industry maybe like hundreds of users. So for hundreds of users it's okay. You don't need to have like different development quality. You can use your development as a quality system, and then only one or two systems is enough. Yeah.
Thanks, Ravi.
Any more queries? So when we come into the actual training, then you will know more and more. You will get more and more knowledge on SAP BW, and I can share you all with the. I can also share you my agenda, like my training syllabus, like what are all the topics I'm going to cover in my training. I will maybe I'll share with Sridhar, and Sridhar will share with you. And coming to the because as you know there are so many reporting tools onto the coming into the market, so I'm also working on Power BI, and I'm also expertise in Power BI, and I'm also I did some of the POCs on SAP Analytical Cloud. I'm also okay to try. I'm also ready to train for Analytical Cloud. Analytical Cloud is another reporting purpose tool where we generate our reports. So if you see cloud, actually, I just want to let you know some of the limitations on the cloud. Okay, even many companies are moving on to the cloud, but there are still limitations with the company with the cloud, because cloud, if you want to do any analytical reporting or whatever on the cloud, so there is some issues with the live data. Means it can not show you the live data, but it can show you the historical data, and so there are still some limitations, even not only with the SAP, even with the Power BI, even with the Tableau or ClickView, any of the reporting tool, any of the analytical tools. So we also call these as analytical tools. All these analytical tools, when you come to the cloud and when you come to the on-premise, there are still the limitations are there. But you know, basically companies, they always want to go with a show of their advantages rather than their limitations. Always they show cloud is wow, everything is on cloud, but not everything is on cloud. So it takes still another 5 to 10 years to go into the cloud, because mostly the problem with the cloud is the security. The data security is very much important. So but data security doesn't go with manufacturing industries. So manufacturing industries always they are okay, they compromise with the data security, they never mind until unless their systems are not hacked is okay. But when we go with the banking, financial sector industries, financial sector companies are some of the sensitive to the government, then moving on to the cloud is not that easier when compared with the other industries. So that's why so many people they say cloud, this companies just proposing cloud, but cloud, going on to the cloud is not at 100% happening. At least it will take 5 years, 5 or more years. Okay, if you if if you don't have any queries, okay, I'll end this session. If at all, if anyone required the trainings or training on SAP BW, please let Sridhar know, and then we'll start a new session, a new training sessions in coming days. So most probably, um, training session will be weekends, Saturday and Sunday, and mostly it will take like 1 to 2 months. So if you so you can have like different kinds of sessions like SAP only be SAP BW, only SAP BW on HANA, SAP BW for HANA, or only SAP ABAP related to BW, or SAP HANA. So my entire course run through from start to end, but you can take up based on your requirement or your knowledge, your knowledge, thriving for knowledge. Then so based on that, the charge will be different. I will request Sridhar to send you the syllabus or the topics covered for the training session. You just go through and you can have like a different, mm, like when you want what you want to know, what you want to understand.
Sure, Ravi.
Okay.
I have a question. Are you using
Yes.
the term BW and BI interchangeably, or are you, is it the same thing? Because I know, or BW is no more. I mean, it's now BI. I mean, which uses a different security framework.
No, actually, SAP BW is still there. SAP BI, SAP BO has changed to SAP BI. Earlier days, business objects, the reporting tools, which were called as SAP BO, in SAP terminology wise, SAP has changed SAP BO to SAP BI, but SAP BW still SAP BW. That's why now if you see SAP BW on HANA, SAP BW for HANA, they call BW for HANA, BW on HANA, but not BI, because BI is nothing but the BO reporting tools. Earlier days, they were called business objects tools, because the company Outlook Soft, they name it as business objects, but SAP after it bought from Outlook, then it's name it as SAP BI, business intelligence tools. Okay, hope you understand my question, my answer.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thanks for joining this demo session. Okay, I'll request Sridhar to send you the relevant information or documents. Thank you.
Thanks, Ravi,
Okay,
and
thanks,
thanks,
Ravi.
Sridhar, again.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks,
you,
Ravi.
Ravi.
Thank you all.
Thank you,
Okay.
Sridhar. Bye. Thank you all. Bye. Have a nice day. Stay